Around 500,000 workers at California fast food chains began receiving a $20 an hour minimum wage this week. That's up from the state's previous $16 minimum and applies to chains with 60 or more locations nationwide. While workers say the raise helps pay the bills, business owners like Brian Holm are worried about higher operating costs. He's already increased prices between 5 and 10% in response to the new minimum.
And eventually, as time goes on, if we're not making a profit, we would have to close down.
For 7 years, he and his wife have owned 2 Vitality Bowls superfood cafe franchises in South San Jose. Between the 2 locations, they have about 3 dozen employees, which they say are mostly young adults in high school and college. California Governor Gavin Newsom said one goal of the pay bump passed last September was to make the state's economy more inclusive. 66-year-old Holm isn't so sure.
Kind of a catch-22, where people want higher wages, but at the same time, the cost to run the business doesn't work out. Maybe corporate stores can, but most of the small stores are, run by, people of color, people that have immigrated, women, and, seniors like me, right? I'm a senior and I'm trying to run a business for my family. And, if it goes down, then my family goes down too.
However, fast food workers like Ingrid Velorio have a brighter outlook on the wage bump.
I
think the new minimum wage somewhat alleviates the heavy cost of living in California. That's what this new salary does, ease the cost of living a little.
Velorio has worked at Jack in the Box for 4 years. In that time, she has seen her employers cut hours and increase work. And now she says they're upset they have to pay their workers more.
Each employee does the work of 2 or 3 people. And the saddest thing right now that we're experiencing as employees is that instead of the employer being happy about this increase, a minimal one for the worker, instead they're angry that they have to raise their employees' salaries.
The economic bottom line of the hourly bump is not clear-cut. Some studies suggest a minimum wage hike can reduce hours in hiring, like the Vitality Bowl owner Holm mentioned, while others point to better outcomes for workers. And it also remains unclear how much pressure businesses not affected by the law will feel to raise their wages to match those that are.